Yay Media Group.
You always think that. I can't stand that. That's not even the point of it. I'm like, you remember when we watched that movie? We went to the theater and she's like, no, that was somebody else. I'm like, okay.
Hey guys, episode 117. We had a slow weekend. It's Monday that we are recording, and I highly suggest, if any of you like Uno, I don't know anybody who doesn't like the game Uno, play Uno with your neighbors and the kids all join in. We had the best time. We had some neighbors come over for the Duke game, and our friend is obsessed with Duke. He wears the same jersey every time. I was actually surprised that they were going to come to our house because he has to be normally in his basement standing. Lisa was telling me he's got to stand like the first half of the game because he feels like if he sits that they're going to lose or something. So he'll stand the first half. But he said
he's got superstitions.
He said he could come back to our house because they beat them by a lot. So
Illinois.
he goes, I can
they
come
played
back.
Illinois for people that don't really follow college basketball, but obviously Illinois is where I'm from. So he's like, are you sure you want me to come over for Illinois? I'm like, listen, I don't care that much about college basketball. So I actually put a little money on Duke because he was over and he's so into college basketball. He goes, listen, a couple of guys from Illinois aren't playing. Like their team has the flu. They're not really feeling good. So he gave me a little inside baseball and it ended up panning out. Duke smashed them.
And then you won.
I won a couple bucks.
Yeah, Jeff does this like betting thing. Him and our neighbors, and
It
they all
makes
share.
it makes it a little bit more exciting, but nothing crazy. Just bet on some games that you're watching. Bet responsibly out there.
Yeah, but the kids are at that age where they like, well, my Lawson now, when I'm texting, he's like, what are you texting? Who are you sending that to? What are you doing? And then he's reading my text messages out loud. I'm like, Lawson. And then, I mean, I don't ever text anything bad, but still.
But I don't know about that. Yeah, he is inquisitive more so now because he does that whatever I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? I'm writing a work email.
But that's all the kids, or they're standing around, they're listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then they repeat.
Right. But when I
say.
grew up playing like games like Uno or board games, or even when we went home, visited Chicago with the kids, me and my parents played 100 games of Sorry. I don't know if you ever played Sorry out there. It's a great board game for like kids, but it is when you knock them out, you have to control their emotions, you know, because they get really upset.
Lawson and Leighton both get super competitive and they cry.
Listen, I'm not going to call them out. We used to play with my nieces too. And one of them, I won't call you out, used to like go in the closet and cry if you knocked her out. Oh. So it's a game. You got to control the kids' emotions. The kids get really upset too. But we've done that. We played there's a game Aggravation that's kind of the same way with marbles where you're chasing around, you know, the board. But I love playing board games. I love Uno. It's like my favorite. I love it. And you're not into that stuff. And I'm glad, you know, my friends are into that and the kids are into that stuff because I like doing that.
Uno I like. We played that when Jeff and I were dating, I think. We would go out with our friends in LA and we would be drunk and go back to our apartment or our friend Scotty's house. And we would sit out in his backyard. It would be like 2 a.m. and we were playing Uno and we were always laughing because I always was trying to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love that our kids like playing. When my dad comes in town, they always are like, Uno. But guess who is my favorite game? That's the one I love playing as a kid, but I bought the kids Guess Who because I wanted to play with them, and it's newer, and I don't like it. I like the old one of
it's
Guess
the same,
Who.
where you got to flip them down. Like,
yeah.
Does your guy have white hair, or is your girl wearing a hat? Yeah, I love that.
Leighton, when he was home on a sick day, he pulled it out and said, can we play, pulled out the game. And he goes, can we play Guess Who? And I go, of course. And so we played like a couple rounds of Guess Who. And it was like a lot of fun.
It's better. I don't know. Again, I'm old school. I don't know how you guys are out there, but it's just being on their phone all the time or their PlayStation and entertaining themselves. I don't know. I just think a hands-on game. I know it's not like probably like cognitively, you know, sharpening their tools or whatever it is. But it's like you're socializing. You're not just looking at a screen. You're with everybody. So I still think it's better for you to be at the table with your family and friends playing that game, because it's something I remember just as a little kid, like just wanting to be at the table. Even if I couldn't play, I just wanted to like sit there and be at the table and listen to adult conversation, even though I wasn't really sure what was going on. That's where Lawson is. He just wants to sit at the table and kind of be with us, but we're more hands-on with him, which I don't know, for me, I love, you know?
Mm-hmm. Our next door neighbor, Mark, had never played Uno, and he came in. And then Lawson was like running his mouth and had names for everybody. It was funny.
It was just a good time. It's a good time, yeah.
It was it was a really good time. I need to go out today and get, that game that the boys played. This is actually
Heads Up.
The ones where you put the card in you have like a little plastic hat and you put the card in and it says like a dog and you're guessing what it is.
Yeah, but I have that game on my phone though. I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
The one we played after their game.
Yeah, you're talking. Oh, that we just borrowed from like the
coffee shop.
Yeah, the coffee. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like Heads Up. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you don't, Heads Up is like $1 something a month. Or I don't know, but it's great. It's a fun game. They used to play it on Ellen all the time. And so it's an app on your phone. So then you don't need the game, but it's a quick like, all right, let's play this game, because we were in the car. Oh my goodness. Speaking of playing games, because you were gone a little bit when you were down south, you know, and me and my parents are always driving around with the kids. And every single time we got in the car,
we play, what you're going to say.
Guess what animal I am, just to kind of pass the time. Cause they love playing like I Spy or little things like that. And again, just a game I used to play when I was a kid. So we're like, guess what animal I am? And it was just, it gets funny, like with little kids, because they ask like super innocent questions and then they don't know. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Australia. They kind of sound like you. And they're like, oh, really? Are you a giraffe? I'm like, no, man, I'm in Australia. I just told you.
And they don't know. They don't know. They're confused. Yeah. And then Leighton will say something outrageous. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. So just like, I don't know, being back with my family maybe like inspired some of these games, but I got to get more board games around here. We have like Uno and obviously Heads Up, but Sorry's a good one that the kids love.
Yeah,
and just different ones. It's fun even to try new ones,
I'll get it on Amazon today.
Let's go to the store.
Really?
Yeah, let's go to the store and look around. At Target, they have like...
they have an aisle.
They have an aisle of all games. So we get like an adult game and then we could get like a kid's game.
Should we do that?
Yeah, definitely.
After this recording.
But bring the kids, yeah.
No, we are not bringing the kids because we take them to Target and then they're like, Mom, can I have this? Mom, I think I need a new sweatshirt.
Yeah, good call.
And then I say no, and then, but wait, we're at checkout. Can I just have a piece of candy? They have to walk out with something.
Yeah, we got to break that habit. But you're right. Yeah, let's go and just get
and I just go.
Let's get old school games.
I need to get more deodorant.
What's up? Those random.
Yeah, but Target has everything. They got games and they got my deodorant.
What's that deodorant you gave me that you did a promotion for? I'm wearing it right now.
It works.
It smells like vacation.
Yo, I'm not even lying. This is not an ad. It totally sounded like one.
I smell like I just went tanning or I'm in...
so I don't like
coconut. It's coconut
deodorant
flavor.
Sticks. I normally like the spray. So it's called Lumi. It's whole body deodorant. So it's like, I did do an advertisement for them on my Instagram and it works. So I tried like the, it was one all these influencers were posting about. And I tried it and it was working. And then this is what happens to me. I will have my deodorant.
Me too.
And it works for like 2 months and then it stops. And then you kind of get like a muggy smell. Like,
muggy? Yeah. Musty.
No, I say muggy.
It's definitely not correct.
Making up words. And it's like, okay, we'll just say musty for you.
We'll just say musty because it's correct. Nobody says muggy.
I say.
It's muggy outside, not under your armpit. I guess it could be muggy under your armpit.
Yeah, like it's swampy.
Moisty?
Yeah. Ew, I hate that word. I hate the word moist. But it works and then it doesn't. And then I switch and I try other ones. So I had 3 deodorants lined up. So it was Salt and Stone, which it's like organic, and everybody posts about that. And I even told people, I was like, get that, it works. But then after 2 months, it stopped working, and then my armpits started stinking. And then I got Donna Karen. Everybody said Donna Karen. So I got
DKNY?
what? Is that Donna Karen?
Yeah, Donna Karen, New York, DKNY.
I never knew that.
Come on.
DKNY? I mean, I know what DKNY is, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's Donna Karen, New York, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so. I didn't just make that up. Like you just did musty, whatever. But yeah, how are we talking about deodorant right now?
I have no idea. Well, I want to finish my story now because I feel like everybody else would have the same problem.
Should we take a break so you could finish it on the other side?
No, I want to finish it now.
Oh, okay, go.
So Donna Karen, and then that worked for a little bit, started stinking. So right now, what's working for me is Lumi, and I don't stink. And then it's also, you can like spray it like anywhere on your body. I only use it for deodorant. Oh. But yours is working, right?
Yeah, it smells, I swear,
you smell like you're tanning lotion.
Yeah, it smells like I'm tanning, and it's winter, obviously. Although it's a beautiful day here in Colorado. It's like in the 60s, and we just got dumped on a few days ago. So that's why I love Colorado. It's just crazy weather, and you never know what you're going to get. But I'm so looking forward to spring. Like, I am such an old man. I can't wait to get working on the grass.
If you're watching this, I told Jeff, I said, I feel like spring today.
Yeah.
I got on this, and then if you're watching, you'll see. And then this pink color, I'm ready. I'm so ready for spring. I got my hair lightened.
All right, let's take a break. Let's take a break here. And we'll come back and talk. Who knows about what we're going to talk about. All right, we'll be back.
So you all know we are loyal AG1 followers. I truly believe in their product. Right now, it's super cold, very cold temps. And I've been slacking with my walking a little bit, not walking as much as I would do in the summer. But when you drink your AG1, it does help you stay on track and stay on track to meet your fitness goals.
It makes you feel like you're doing something good, and obviously it's good for you.
You're feeding your body the vitamins it needs.
There you go, with all the prebiotics and probiotics and all the other vitamins that come in there. We just got back from Chicago for maybe a 5-day weekend, and I'm not that active or work out like I usually do, and I'm off my routine. But the one thing that I do keep routine, even if I am on vacation, is my AG1 every single morning. Take my travel packets on vacation. Super easy. First thing I do in the morning is take my AG1. And it does kind of make me feel like I'm doing something good for my body.
Yeah. And when you go out of town, you know, it's some things that you might not typically eat. You eat because you're like, oh, I'm on vacation. I can do that. Or drinking. You, with the alcohol, having drinkies with your old buddies, and your immune can get down, and the AG1 helps. So it's so easy with your AG1. All you have to do is 1 scoop, and we always talk about the spoon. It makes you feel important because it's so nice the way the packaging comes. But how I do my AG1, I do 1 scoop, and then I put a little bit of vitamin D3 K2 drops in mine, mix it in water, and shake. I do 4 ounces in mine. You do 4 ounces, I think, right?
Yes, I just put a little bit in there, pound it. And I also use their beautiful water bottle. Speaking of packaging, it comes with a spoon. It makes you feel important. And trust me, you might think a spoon and a water bottle. Once you open it up, you do feel important. And it's good to treat yourself once in a while. I take my AG1 even on the plane as my water bottle, and it strikes up a conversation. Hey, do you like that AG1? Even from strangers that don't know us.
I know. And I love the tumblers that come with it, just because you can take it on your trip, just like you did in Chicago.
So exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
It's never too late to create a new healthy habit for 2025. And that's one thing I really love. Even though March is around the corner, or we're already here, you could still start your fitness journey over. Even if you ran into some bumps in the road, get back on that fitness journey. So try AG1 for yourself. It's something I've actually been able to stay consistent with, like I just said. And that's why I've been partnered with AG1 for so long. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packets, exactly what we were talking about, in your first box. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/togetherness. That's MESS to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness to start your new year on a healthier note. What's that deodorant, to put a cap on this, what's that deodorant that Justin Bieber, you told me, was a part of that I use? What's that one, you know?
Justin Bieber?
You said Justin Bieber owned a part of it. What's the spray one that you use?
Lumi?
It's not, no, of course it's not Lumi. You just said that. What's the one I use? The white bottles that you get at Target?
Oh, Native.
Yeah.
Native.
That, I think Justin Bieber is a part owner of that.
I never said that.
Oh, well, maybe I just heard that somewhere.
You heard that somewhere else. That's why I'm confused. I never said that.
Riley, will you look up if Justin Bieber is a part owner in that company? Because that's how I first started with that. And it's
With
like
Native?
aluminum free.
I tried Native and my armpits will smell. I tried the cool cucumber and my armpits smell
and they have
like
eucalyptus.
Yeah, and it doesn't work for me.
You got to switch them out because I think your body builds up. I don't know. I know what you're saying with that.
I try not to wear deodorant sometimes, and I can't. I smell like BO.
Try not to wear deodorant?
I do, because
Don't be one of those.
No, my mom doesn't wear deodorant because she thinks it causes cancer, and she won't wear
that's why you get the aluminum free one.
But my mom doesn't smell like BO. She said her body's just used to it. She never smells.
I think you do. And I don't think she could smell it. You haven't seen your mom in a while. But she might be a little, she might be a little muggy.
Smelled.
What is he?
So he's partner. It's saying here Justin Bieber partnered with Schmidt's Naturals, which is a different deodorant brand.
All right. So, well, I thought it was Native, and that's why I kind of got. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't know.
Whatever. I
Going
like it.
back
It smells
to
good.
Target.
All right. Enough of these free ads for deodorants. Let's switch gears here a little bit.
Wait. Before we start, I just have to say this, Jeff. Will say just like that, how you're like, no, you told me that. You say all the time, I'm like, you put me into the conversation. And I'm like, I never had that conversation with you. And you're like, yes, it was you. I'm like, we did not talk about that. And then I feel crazy.
No, you know what it is? Because I feel like I don't talk to anybody but you all the time. Because I've been locked in here for 6 months.
And then he gets mad when I don't know what he's talking about. And I'm like, we never discuss this. All the time you insert me in this. If it's a movie, if it's a restaurant, you're like, yeah, we went there. I'm like, no, we didn't. I'm like, your side piece must have.
Yeah, you always think that. I can't stand that. That's not even the point of it. I'm like, you remember when we watched that movie? We went to the theater and she's like, no, that was somebody else. I'm like, okay. Listen, I don't know who that was. I thought it was you. But then a lot of times you do go, oh, yeah, that's right. It was me.
No, so not all the time. Just like today.
Well, I don't know.
That just made me think of it. Okay, we'll talk about something else.
Anyways,
I just had it.
Forever's a long time.
It is.
And so
our anniversary's coming.
How long is it? What's it, 15 years?
I said it was 8 years. And my friend, we're wrong all the time. And my friend Googled it.
It is 8 years.
No, it's not. It's 9.
9, because Lawson's 8. Yeah.
That's how we have to remember it. And she goes, I go, well, it's 8 years. And she goes, no, it's not. I go, yes, it is. And then she said, it's 9. I was shocked.
I've Googled sometimes. Like
I have to too.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because we just had to hurry up and get married. Because I needed health insurance.
I know. We're not getting on this conversation.
I know, but I'm just saying. That's why I think you and I just don't remember it. Because that was just like, what? I'm pregnant? Okay, you don't have health insurance? We need to do that. We're very random today.
Yeah, very random.
Okay, we had stuff lined up that we were going to talk about. And now we're like doing all of our side conversations. Okay, go. Talk about what you
dance monkey. Way to just, there's a more eloquent way of introducing these things. I'm rusty. If I get a job, I'm going to be really rusty. So I need to like really focus on what I'm talking about here.
6 months.
But anyways, So speaking of that, right? Listen, working on some stuff just to update people out there. Might have some good news in the works. Gonna hold off till I officially get the word. So, but just want to keep people updated on that. So there you go with that. But speaking of that, I'm so used to like watching, from my old job, Daily Blast Live, watching the commercials on the halftime show, watching the halftime show, the award shows, the Golden Globes were a couple weeks ago. What was last night?
It was the
Screen Actor Guild were last night. Again, we're filming this on Monday. Didn't watch any of it. Didn't watch any of the commercials.
Of the loop now that you're not working.
But in a way, I kind of like it. Because I don't want to be that guy. Like I did it for my job because I had to be current on things and I had to be current with politics and kind of all aspects of entertainment. So I was constantly filling my mind with these things. And now that I don't have to, I feel like, I feel like a weight's kind of came off and and I don't know if it's me, because this is where I run into what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Is it me? Am I getting too old and not kind of relating to the new format or whatever television is going?
Mm-hmm.
Am I burnt out on television? Am I somehow jaded because I've kind of pulled back the curtain and seen Oz and the way the entertainment industry is and how it works and maybe some of the bad parts of it that other people aren't privy to? So there's all these things I'm like wondering why, because when I see that
I think it's all of them.
I think so too. And I don't want to bash television totally because I still love that
business.
I still love it. I still love that business. But when I see like the Screen Actor Guild Awards run, I'm over it. I don't want to see the same people being patted on the back and celebrated and then giving somehow their political point of view wrapped into all of that, right? And kind of like, oh, I'm better than you in this sort of way. And if you don't think like me, you need to change what you're doing. And it's like, I'm over Hollywood. The 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live, which I grew up loving, and I love the old cast and stuff. Some of those skits I just wasn't getting, and I just wasn't buying some of their humor, even though they're trying to bring some of that back. Because growing up, they made fun of everybody. Now you can't, because people are offended. I'm not saying you should make fun of. I'm more talking politics than people, but it's just the whole thing is what I kind of wanted to talk about. Was like, I'm done patting celebrities on the back because you're a good singer. I don't care what your favorite meal is or what you like to eat. Just play your song and let me enjoy that. I don't need a political point of view or guided in this direction. They always have
an agenda.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I just want to be entertained. What happened to entertainment?
Yeah.
That was a long-winded.
Used to, they didn't give their opinions. It was just there listening to music.
See, that's the thing. I don't remember that. Maybe they did, and I just wasn't in tune to it. Now, because of the show, maybe I'm over-informed, so I have a different point of view. So I don't know if it's just me. You guys let us know. I don't know. Are you guys feeling that way too, or is it just me and I'm jaded and I'm being a little bitch about everything?
I like celebrities more when there was no social media. And then
I don't need to know
But I think it's because you have it right at your fingertips. You can just type in whatever celebrity you want and you see whatever they're posting. Before, you didn't know their political views. You didn't know whatever they think. You just saw what you saw on television, or whether they were an actress and they played a character and you fell in love with their character and that's why you liked them.
Yeah,
now it's like too broken. Much.
Yeah, someone's like, "Oh, did you see who wore that hat?" And it goes back to this, and they're trying to represent that. And I'm like, it's a hat. Where are you getting all this? And then the internet gets divided on it, and it's just like too much stuff. I just want to, I don't know.
Bring it back to the old way.
Yeah, I'm way too old. I think
a lot of it, you're jaded just from working in the industry. I think you're just more like, it's too much overload. And you've seen, like you said, you pull back the curtain and you've seen a lot. So you're just like.
But even when I went, even go back 25 years when I first moved to LA, right? You kind of had this image in your head like, oh my God, Hollywood, the glitz and glamour, and you really get on Hollywood Boulevard and it's like, it's not what you think it is if you've never been there. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a lot of homeless people out there. It's dirty.
It's crickets.
I mean, at night it closes up, like they pull like the things out in front of the stores. It's just a little, not a, maybe culture shock is the right word, but you have this idea of what's in your head and you get there and you're like, oh wow, this isn't it. You know? And it's like, maybe it's better that we have more information now and that you're more informed of people's views or whatever. I'm more in the sense of like, could you separate art from like personal points of view? Could you separate those two? Because I feel like I used to be able to very easily. I'm like, well, I don't really care what he thinks or she thinks about this. Now it's kind of like, oh man, I saw their opinion on this and I kind of don't like them anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, people have their opinions about us when we're talking about things like this. Someone wrote me and was like, don't like your conspiracy theories and your
I love conspiracy
and
theories.
Your MAGA tendencies. And they were like, so I'm done listening to you guys. But you can't even give an opinion now what you're
Again,
thinking.
I dealt with that a lot with Daily Blast Live. You know, I try to tote that middle line. And, you know, if you're coming from somewhere else, you're not going to think I'm trying that. You're going to think I'm just far right or whatever. So, and I'm really, really over, that's why I'm laughing at it. I'm really, really over the arguing, because when you come at me like that, I know I'm not that person. And when you say someone offensive like that, I know I'm not that person. And I'm trying to teach my kids the right thing and respect everybody and, you know,
not be good people.
Just be the golden rule. Do unto others as you would like done unto you. That's really what I live by. You might think because if we have different opinions on this, but the truth is, if you're coming at me that hard from wherever you're coming from, we probably wouldn't get along at all in real life.
Right.
So you kind of just showed me who you were, and all I have to do is just block you, and it's over. I'm done filling my mind with the negative thoughts or people who are insane, like probably clinically insane, trying to get after people from their favorite podcast. Or again, why are you listening to this podcast if you hate me so much? Why do you have a point of view if you hate me so much? Why are you stuck on something I said 15 years ago? I mean, that shows a lot of who you are. Like, you're mentally insane that you haven't seen the growth or that people could change. And maybe that's what I'm thinking when I don't want to combine all that into entertainment, but it's kind of like we need to get to that point again. Let people, if you want to entertain, like that's a good show. It's like, let people go through what they went through and grow and become better people and give back to their kids, community, friends. That's, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily an interesting show, but it's something I like. You know what I mean? I think the best lessons are learned from the bad things you've done in life.
I just think the skits, I remember Saturday Night Live being a kid and my parents just laughing. Mm-hmm. My dad watched also Living Color.
Oh, gosh.
I loved that.
Do you know how offensive some of those skits were on Living Color?
Well, I don't really. I was so young. You couldn't play
none of.
I was so young. I don't really remember. All I remember is my dad and mom just laughing and then going over to their friend's house who they knew since they were 19 years old, like college age, and them turning on Saturday Night Live and everybody just cracking up and laughing and me not understanding the skit. And I would just laugh because they were laughing because it was funny because everybody was just having a good time. I personally don't find Saturday Night Live funny. I don't know how it's still on air. I think it's not good. I don't know how The View is still on air. I think it's like the worst show. And it's very, very negative. It's not like a feel good show. You know, I don't know what happened behind the scenes with Ellen, but I always watched Ellen because it was like feel good. She was doing so many good things for other people and she was dancing. And again, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I'm not sticking up for anything.
Getting canceled. She said she treated, or the rumor was she didn't treat her employees very well.
Yeah, but watching Ellen always made me happy. And at Christmas time, she always was like it was like so generous and giving people trips and 12 days of giveaway. And that was feel good. And I always liked watching her because her stuff, she would bring celebrities on and it highlighted celebrities in a funny way. She would have games. She would just bring up funny conversations.
Scare them.
Yeah, scare them and bring out the good in them.
Yes.
It wasn't anything negative. Saturday Night Live, it's like whoever's hosting, they got to throw in a little bit of their opinion. And it's just like, stop. It's like, I'm just
stay
here
with
watching.
the spoof, right?
Yeah.
I think people are very afraid to offend anybody anymore. And I think back in the day, Saturday Night Live was a little more open, and I didn't even know what politics were back in the day. Real quick, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back up and come back in and finish this conversation.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, we were just talking kind of about Saturday Night Live and the difference between, maybe 30 years ago and now. But yeah, what was I saying about, the politics in Saturday Night Live? Whoever the president was, they would make fun of on there.
Yeah.
And that's how, I didn't even know Republican and Democrat. I just remember Saturday Night Live would spoof the president. And like growing up, like who would play, Dana Carvey would do like, George Bush and all that stuff. And it was like funny, even though I didn't understand politics, I was a kid. It was just funny.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we've gotten so sensitive and everyone's so offended that you can't make fun of certain things. Like you want to talk about offensive in Living Color. I mean, they had, do you remember some of the segments on there?
No, I was like in elementary school.
I mean, they had Handyman. Was like,
I just remember Jamie
Fire
Foxx.
Marshal Bill.
Oh yeah.
But those were the skits like in the 90s, and people were like, wherever that show, 90s, early 2000s, and now people can say, well, that, that was a different time. And I just kind of like, I'm blocking that out, even though we need change and I love improvement and I love equality. I really do. People think I don't. I really do. But it's pushed so far that you're not allowed to talk or say or give an opinion or even be inquisitive anymore. It's like, and so I'm kind of like, all right, that's fine. I won't be. But now that conversation's off the table, and I kind of just direct my energy towards getting back to the funny, not offensive, getting back to the funny, getting back to
Old
conversations
television.
with people that aren't offensive, and you could make fun of me and I could make fun of you just like my good friends do.
We're all good friends and can hang out and laugh and have a good time.
Because I don't have an extremist point of view on anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could see any side of it. But the minute you start, I don't know. It's just a different time. And again, the question I was putting out there is anyone else feeling this way? Or is it just me being old and grumpy and, and
I
jaded?
think people need to respect each other. There's no respect for people. People need to love one another. People need to lift each other up. People now are just hateful and greedy, and it's pretty much, I think a lot of it, social media changed a lot of these things. And I think with television, nobody knows where television's going because now it's like streaming and it's confusing. Like I didn't know that. I thought you had to be cable to watch one of those shows. I didn't know it was like on Netflix. But I guess that's the way they're kind of heading towards.
Oh, the Screen Actor Guild? Yeah, it was on Netflix.
But for me, I don't watch those shows anymore because I honestly am pushed kind of like with celebrities pushed back like too much exposure. I'm just like, oh, you're annoying. But I do like seeing their dresses. I do like seeing them dressed up. That's the only thing I really like. So I enjoy seeing people's Instagram and when they show like fashion, people on like the news stations.
So you're still into that?
Yeah. So like Erica Lopez works at 9 News, and you know her from when you worked over at 9 News. She will always show like dresses, and I love going through her stories. She's a news reporter here, and I'm like, oh, I like that. And then she's like, do you like this? Or Kelly Schubert that you worked with at DBL, she was a producer on there. She will do that. Do we like this or do we not? And then she'll have polls and vote, and I just like that. I'm like,
see, that's good. You're just getting back to basics almost,
right. And then I'm like, ooh, I don't like that dress. It doesn't compliment her as well, but nothing. I would never type and say something mean.
Yeah, because you're not insane.
But like Pamela Anderson, I love that she does the no makeup and is just doing the natural things. She doesn't have a glam squad. She just gets ready. And then there's some people that go over the top and just look, full glam and look stunning. And it's nice to see for a change.
Yeah, no, like you said, then there's no opinion based, right? You're just looking at their dress and it's kind of just, brainless fun. That's what a celebrity.
Well, it's just like when, so for instance, at the grocery store now, when you go to the grocery store, there's 2 big lines. There's 3 or 4 on each side to check yourself out, right? At self-checkout. used to, there wasn't self-checkout. You had to wait in line and go to the person. Normally at the grocery store I go to, there's only 2 people in a lane and then pretty much self-checkout. So when you were in line back then, you grab a magazine.
Yeah.
And so then you scroll through the magazine while you wait. That's what we used to do. And when I was in high school, I always like go in the grocery store with my mom because there was this massive aisle at Harris Teeter and it was all magazines. And I loved going through the magazines and seeing makeup trends and things like that. But you had to go look at the magazine. Now, we didn't have phones that you could just pull it right up and see people on your phone, right?
Yeah.
So I just, I don't know. I just like miss that. Like instead of waiting in line, I'm going to self-checkout and I'm not looking at any of the magazines. And I loved looking at their dresses and I would find my news looking at the magazines. And now you don't even do that. You're just rushing to get out there because there's too many people around you and you're just in a rush and you're not taking time and you're not talking to anybody. Or when the people are checking you out, they're annoyed and they're just looking down and all right. 150, you know?
Yeah. But that's something you could control though. You know what I mean? You could be more social if you wanted to. I just kind of think we all
have it
as
all
a society
on our
have
fingertips.
gotten away from that.
Yes.
You know, we definitely have, and myself too. But it's something that you can control. Because you ever stop to somebody or like, hey, what's up? Or help somebody just out of the blue, and then they're like, what's going on? Oh, thank you so much. And it's kind of like, oh man, everyone's not crazy. You know what I mean? It's a couple crazies on the internet ruin it for everybody. Society is still great. And I want to get back to that thinking. I love traveling. I've said it a million times. And I love, seeing new cultures and people's way of life around the world. And that's what I kind of loved about, my specific niche in this business was that travel space, because everyone was in a better mood. Everyone wanted to show you where they came from and their cultures and how they live and how they grew up and how our differences could actually bring us together. That's what I loved about this business. Now it's like people or celebrities are like, I don't want to talk to you unless you have the same point of view as me. And if you want to learn about me, you better educate yourself on me before you talk to me. And that's not how I communicate with people. You're already coming in with a negative aspect of it, or you're judging me before you even get a chance to know me.
But
that's what I don't like about the business.
I feel like they all play a game and it's like even if it's something they don't agree with, they're playing the game because they get more views, more followers, even reality people, I feel like, do the same thing. You just have to play the game, because if you play the game, you're going to keep getting casted on more and more shows.
Yeah, you're right.
It's true.
Well,
it's
obviously,
totally.
We haven't been casted in a while, so we're not playing the game well.
I don't give in.
The game well. But yeah, I'm not mad about anything like that. We had our moment, and I've definitely done things in this business that I'm so proud of. And so just got to keep climbing keep climbing the mountain and going up. And, but if I look back, I've done a lot of really cool and great things and experiences that will last me a lifetime.
Yeah. And as Ellen would say, be kind to one another. And that's how we're going to end this. And read your positive quote.
When are you stealing people's taglines now?
I know. Don't get mad at me, because I don't know if you can even say Ellen anymore. I love when she would say that. Be kind to one another.
But I like what you said, though, because we had this conversation again on DBL, and I was like, how much good has she done for people? Maybe she had a bad day. Maybe someone was disgruntled or 2 people were disgruntled, not to get back into that whole conversation. But why are we focused on how many lives she changed for the positive?
Yeah.
All we do is just focus on negative now. And I don't know, you guys could do whatever you want out there. I'm trying to focus on just being positive and staying positive and keep that negative energy away from me.
And morally, just be like, bring it back old school. Like it's just like people.
Dude, we had a barbecue, watch a college basketball game, and played Uno this weekend with good friends in our family. It doesn't get better than that.
It's not this facade people put on.
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like, big things coming.
All right, can I read this thing?
Read it.
All right, here we go. Here's the quote to end the show. Do you remember the things you were worrying about a year ago? How did they work out? Didn't you waste a lot of fruitless energy on account of most of them? Didn't most of them turn out all right after all? See? Yep. Everything's going to be all right. That's the moral of that one.
Every little little thing.
That's by Dale Carnegie. Thanks,
It's gonna
buddy.
be all right.
Yeah,
Okay,
see?
be kind to one another. Don't forget TogetherMess merch. Download, subscribe, tag your friends. Thank you for tuning in.
TogetherMess.com. You can tell them where to go.
TogetherMess.com, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Yay Media Group.